Disclaimer TLDR, all of the music that is used in this video is not mine. The links to their respective owners are in the description below. Also, if you're a child, get out.
Wait, hold on. Much better. Hello everyone, Zuvel Former here again, for a special occasion this time. Well, okay, technically the 40th anniversary was last month, but still, as the date September 17th is arriving, also known as Transformers Day, the 40th anniversary of the G1 cartoon is upon us. And I figured, now that I have the full G1 Episode 1 cast in toy form, up-to-date engineering may vary, today would be a more than perfect excuse to recap the three-part pilot that started it all.
Hello everybody, this is post-editing Whoville Former here. I know I said that I do the first 3 episodes for this video, but as it turns out, I couldn't make the deadline in time. I put it off for too long, and really I'm only going to be able to do More Than Meets the Eye Part 1. And in retrospect, that's actually a good thing, because Parts 2 and 3 of More Than Meets the Eye came out the 2 days after, and those aren't part of Transformers Day, so really it's just less work for me to do. But hey, I already have the scripts written out for Parts 2 and 3. If we hit the light goal that I mentioned later in this video, those will be the next ones I do. Promise. So, yeah, back to my dumbass talking about the rest of this.
With jokes, skits, and references that wouldn't make sense at the time the show first aired, galore. But in live motion / still frame recreation form. But don't expect any wholly original writing for the recap segments. I suck at that, so I'll be pulling and or editing bits from the plot summary from TF Wiki. And if this turns out garnering any amount of the success I hope it will, say about 50 to 100 likes, I might just turn this special anniversary video into a long-running series. So, without any further yapping, let's transform and roll out. Released and aired on September 17th of 1984, produced by Sunbro Productions, and written by George Arthur Bloom, this is The Transformers, Season 1, Episodes 1, More Than Meets the Eye.
After the iconic theme song that you all have engraved in your psyche by now, so I won't dwell on it, we open to the vacuum of space, as our narrator, voiced by Victor Caroli, tells us of the ancient metallic planet known as Cybertron. This planet is host to an intelligent species of robotic organisms divided into 2 sides, the Autobots and the Decepticons. These factions are embroiled in a century-spanning civil war, but now with a healthy side of planet-wide energy crisis. Now, our heroic Autobots must battle to survive. We see 2 of the Autobots, Wheeljack, voiced by the late Chris Latta, and Bumblebee, voiced by Dan Gilvezan, managing to find a scant few energy conductors, but know that these won't last for long. After loading them up, the 2 head back to the Autobot capital city, Iacon. Man, it sure was easy getting these conductors, Wheeljack. I'm sure Optimus is going to be happy to see us when we get back to Iacon, having encountered no obstacles whatsoever. Autobots, blast them! You know, you really gotta stop jinxing us like that, B. Where the Seeker's inexplicably used and null raised by hand? Really? How could you tell? I was being sarcastic, you slagging moron! Now let's get out of here already! I'm right behind ya!
Get that motherfucker! I think it was my rear axle. No, I'm pretty sure it was your tire. Wait, why do you have tires? Aren't you supposed to be a hover car? Just step on it, Wheeljack! Well, that amounted to absolutely nothing. I think we really just suck at this. Shut up, Thundercracker! Our heroes make it back in one piece, but it turns out the cons have already planted an imposter among us! As it is none other than the Decepticon spy master Soundwave, voiced by Frank Welker, who deploys his cassette, Laserbeak, to monitor the Autobots. We are then introduced to Optimus Prime, voiced by Peter Cullen, as Jazz, voiced by the late Scatman Crothers, returns from patrol, scouting for any new sources of energy. With the search coming up dry, Optimus confers with Prowl, voiced by Michael Bell, and Trailbreaker, also Frank Welker, on the plan to leave Cybertron in their spaceship, the Ark, and search other planets. Having heard all they need to, Laserbeak and Soundwave depart. Back at their base, the Decepticon leader Megatron, also voiced by Frank Welker, plots to intercept the Autobots' attempts at finding a new energy source, with their own starship, the Nemesis, being ready to launch. He orders his first lieutenant, Shockwave, voiced by Corey Burton, to remain on Cybertron and rule it in his absence. But Starscream, also voiced by Chris Latta, Megatron's second-in-command, asserts the war would have ended sooner if he were in charge, thus setting up the agonizing cycle of betrayal and failure between them for years to come. All systems a go, Prime! Alright, Autobots, let's get the slag out of here. I've got the back pay child support Alpha Trion owed me, and I'm looking to cash it in. Monetary tracking chip located. After them! The That child support is rightfully mine! And so the Ark and all its crew leave Cybertron with the Nemesis in hot pursuit. However, two oncoming asteroids collide before them, creating a meteor shower that batters both ships. Thankfully, Ironhide, also voiced by Peter Cullen, uses the Ark's laser gun to burn a path through the meteors. This, regrettably, allows the Decepticons to follow them. Whoops. Wanting to know what their enemies are after, the cons deploy the Nemesis' tractor beam, locking the Ark in place. As the cons begin to board the Ark, the Autobots prepare for battle.
Hello, motherfucker.
That's that bitch!
So you're all jam.
Hey, yo, wait for me, I'm bigger than y'all.
Good job! What a sure you can.
And look at Randy Orton slithering.
Watch out, watch out, watch out! Boom, shakalaka!
What the hell was that? Bang! We've been caught in some planet's magnetic field! We're getting dragged down! Oh, scrap! The Ark is still a rental! She hasn't been paid off yet! Scrap yours too! Decepticons, quickly! Return to the Nemesis and disconnect before...
The Transformers will return after these messages. We now return to the Transformers.
4 million years and one beast war later.
It is now the year 1984, and volcanic activity stirs the half-buried ship, awakening the computer systems aboard. Teletran 1, voiced by the late Casey Kasem, sends out a Sky Spy satellite to reconnoiter this new world, and scans examples of terrestrial machinery in order to reformat the Transformers into new alt modes. But because the crash temporarily made Teletran a dumbass, it starts with Skywarp, also Frank Welker, the enemy, which allows him to revive Megatron, and then they revive all the other Decepticons. Again, whoops. Leaving the Autobot ship, Megatron observes that much time has passed since the crash, and may or may not have recollection of memories of a purple dinosaur thing taking out his spark and then a giant orange monkey man putting it back, but declares their mission to find energy is unchanged. An impudent Starscream leaves a parting shot, blasting the rocks over the ship in an attempt to bury it further. However, this equally dumbass move unwittingly knocks Optimus Prime into the repair beam, and the Autobot leader is revived. The Decepticons locate a clearing, and Megatron puts Starscream in charge of converting the area for the construction of a new Star Cruiser. Soundwave, Starscream, and Rumble, again by Welker, head for a nearby power station to find the needed raw materials. Meanwhile, the Autobots have all been repaired. Optimus Prime announces that they need to find out what the Decepticons are doing, and dispatches Hound, voiced by Ken Sansom, and Cliffjumper, also voiced by Kasem, to scout the area. Starscream and his team arrive at the power station, where Starscream again grouses about wanting to leave the Decepticons.
Listen, Screamer, Megatron's the GOAT. The OG, he's got that dog in him. You're just a pansy-ass bitch who ain't gonna amount to shit, especially leadership. Who are you?
Stupid idiot!
Well, whoever you are, just start cosplaying the Hulk!
Sometime later, Hound and Cliffjumper find the Decepticons in the middle of work on their ship. Though Cliffjumper's keen to wade in, Hound listens in as the Decepticons plan to take Energon cubes back to Cybertron. Wow, The Khan's plan is diabolical. We've got to warn Cliff, what the slag are you doing? Just watch, Hound. I'm about to no-scope this bitch. No, Cliff, you're not the team sniper. You know what happened last time. Too late, already pulled the trigger. Y'all hear something? Laserbeak, take flight. Operation Trash Snipe Investigation. In his pursuit of the two, Laserbeak deploys a out-of-nowhere and never-used-again psychic blaster to chase Cliff while he goes after Hound. While Cliff easily dispatches of the flying gun, Hound isn't so lucky and gets blasted and run off a cliff by the Rapscallious Raptor.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
Hey folks, post-editing Whoville Former here again. I just wanted to say that I may or may not have left a couple animation error references throughout this video. If you think you can spot them and point them out, be sure to leave a comment below. Anyway, back to it.
We now return to the Transformers.
After another commercial break, the Autobots' medic Ratchet, voiced by the late Don Messick, comes back with Cliff Jumper to fetch the injured Hound. I'm sorry, Hound. You were right. My aim is dog shit, and I should have listened. Nah, it's alright. Cliff, did I hit my helm? Or am I seeing a crane truck who's never been with us up there? Who? You mean Hauler? What are you talking about? He's been with us the whole time. You sure? 'Cause I think I remember a bot that was neon green. He ever said anything? Oh, no, he hasn't spoken once and will not ever. In fact, I'm pretty sure he's gonna disappear altogether and only be referred to as out exploring in expanded material by the time this scene is over. What? Yeah, what?
Huh?
Meanwhile, Decepticon's Thundercracker, voiced by the late John Stevenson, and Reflector, again by Lana, spot an Earth vehicle approaching thanks to Reflector's nifty camera alt mode. The two human workers, named Joe and Frank, voiced by Cullen and Burton respectively, find the demolished power station, but while they're puzzling over what happens to it, Ravage attacks and frightens them away. Hound is repaired and reports what he overheard, that the Decepticons are on the hunt for energy in order to fuel a ship to carry them back to Cybertron. Prime has Jazz assemble a battle group to go after them, and the Autobots roll out. Elsewhere, Laserbeak returns to the Decepticons' construction site with the news that he's found a new source of energy. The Decepticons attack an offshore oil rig, where Sparkplug Witwicky, also by Lana, and his son Spike, also by Burton, work. Attention, humans! I am Megatron, leader of the Decepticons. Give us your energy source and be horrifically maimed to death! Don't you mean more you'll maim us to death?
We know what we said, purely flesh mongrels!
The humans attempt to resist, but let's be honest, they ain't gonna do shit, and they end up jumping or falling overboard. The Decepticons begin filling energon cubes from the oil pipeline, but as Megatron is telling Starscream that they will need a lot more energy, the Autobots arrive to spoil their party. A battle erupts on the drilling platform until the Decepticons simply grab what they can and take off. Hate to tell you, Prime, but this battle was rigged! Oh, come on, Megatron, that wasn't even a good old strap! And... oh, here is something! Megatron, I swear to Primus, don't you dare to keep you warm! break. Optimus Prime tries to save Spiking Sparkplug while the Decepticons retreat with their Energon plunder. The fire moves in ever closer as Prime is finding difficulty in lifting the rig. As it seems, our hero and the unwitting bystanders are to be consumed by the flames.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
Never meet the eye one. What? Do I really need to give closing thoughts on part 1 of the most essential Transformers episode of all time? Damn near everyone has seen it, and most of everyone shares my feelings on this episode. It's the foundation that laid the groundwork for a burgeoning franchise that would go on to inspire and captivate the minds of kids and adults alike for years to come. So instead, I want to take the time to get real with you all and share my experience with G1 growing up. For the longest time in my childhood, I put off G1 as outdated, the campy 80s schlock with no substance, and the old one. But over time, while my feelings on the, in my honest opinion, overglorified, brick with arms and legs laden toy line has not and will not change, my feelings for the show and even the comics that came first did. I delved into them, issue by issue, episode by episode, disregarding the fact that I still haven't finished season 3, and gained a greater appreciation for the start to this wonderful franchise that I grew up with during its anime years. Sure, the plots may not be as tightly knit as Prime's, the characterization isn't as complex as Beast Wars, and the designs aren't intricate like the movies, but I still love them. Rampant 80s animation errors and all. This is the biggest, most central hyperfixation that has gone on to define my entire life. And it was all thanks to this pilot. So, from the bottom of my heart, Transformers, the wonderful actors, those with us, and those who are one with the Allspark, the writers, artists, animators, and Hasbro as a whole. Thank you for the past 40 years of greatness. This has been a ton of work making this, and it was a ton of fun every step of the way. I've been Huvel Former. 3 cheers for the next 40 years and beyond. Till all are one. If y'all like what you saw, please hit the subscribe button if you feel so inclined. Maybe even hit that like button so that we can get to that like goal, so we can make this into a full series. Also, if you want to stay up to date on future videos, and even shorts that I post, be sure to hit that bell icon.